The Mindset of a Billionaire, Dan Pena. How can you make $1 billion? Dan Pena, who is known as the $1 trillion man, says we shouldn't blame our families or the economy for our situations, as we can be billionaires despite all our problems. But how is that possible? In this video, we'll look at the teachings of Dan Pena on how to be a billionaire. But before that, like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Dan Pena is worth $1 trillion because of his business ventures, his jobs as CEO of companies like Great Western Resources Inc. and Guthrie Group, the sales of his books, and his teaching program Quantum Leap Advantage, which helps his mentees make billions of dollars. Dan Pena has won many awards for his work and makes many billionaires through his lectures. When you learn from Dan Pena, it's not like when you go to a hotel or meeting center for training. He lives and teaches his mentees in Guthrie Castle, which was built in the 1500s. Dan Pena has never felt fear. The Quantum Leap Advantage was built on the discipline he learned in the service and the business and real estate skills he's gained. It's a way to teach people to get to that level of toughness that makes huge profits. The Advantage of Quantum Leap, QLA. The Quantum Leap Advantage, or QLA, is both for everyone and not for everyone. It's a way to make more money. People who have taken the course have seen their businesses grow from 7 to 11 figures. How does QLA get things done? There are 7 steps to take to be successful. 1. Putting yourself on the path to success. 2. Make sure you have a clear idea of what you want to do. 3. Building the image. What people think is how things are. 4. Putting together your dream team in life and work. 5. Your plan for making a giant leap. 6. Pay your own way. And 7. Putting together your exit plan. Dan Pena's life shows that what he teaches is possible. He started Great Western Resources Inc. in his spare bedroom with $820, a phone, and a hired fax machine. In 8 years, he changed it into a $450 million empire, equivalent to $1 billion today. But before that, there rises a question. Why the current generation has fewer billionaires? Dan Pena says that our age is like a snowflake, but he doesn't mean that every snowflake is different. It means that the new generation gives up when things get hard. They don't like being told what to do. In fact, they now have safe spaces where they can go to relax when they are feeling stressed. They don't understand that the more suffering you have, the more stress you have, the more success you have. You can never do something great with little work. We have changed since Dan's generation. For example, there's no winner in a soccer game for kids today. It has to do with taking part in sports. But that's not going to happen. When you work at a bank or a car store, you don't get paid just for being there. The problem is that these kids' parents weren't trained to be high performers, so now we have a whole group of people who aren't trained to be high performers either. The test for snowflakes. If you want to find out if you're a snowflake, Dan Pena's website has a snowflake test. In the original snowflake test, questions like, what benefits should a company give its workers beside the standard ones are asked? What should the minimum pay be across the country? How often should raises be given to workers? What do you think of guns? When did you last cry? Why did you cry? How do you feel about safe areas in places of work that are hard? Some of these questions are supposed to make you feel bad. Dan Pena never felt bad when he made other people feel bad. He once said, "If you still like me at the end of this talk, I did something wrong." Love is great, but it's not something I need. Respect is enough. What should be the mindset of a billionaire? Dan Pena has given us many points to work on. Let's see them one by one. Set high goals. People who do well have high standards, not just average ones. If our goal is to get $1 million, we'll never get them. If our goal is to become billionaires, that will never happen, and we'll tell you why. Parents want their children to do better in life than they did. If they are 1 level above poverty, that means their children will be 2 levels above poverty. If they want their kids to be millionaires, the kids must want to become multimillionaires. Setting a higher goal will get you a higher result. Procrastination is your enemy. We waste time putting things off due to fears of failure and similar factors. Fear is nothing more than unfounded apprehension. Although he himself was high-performing, he thinks the average person nowadays is not. That's why they always seem to fall short of their goals, while he was able to rise beyond his own rough start in life and become a respected leader. Do what you believe in. Believe passionately in what you're doing. Don't go the additional lengths if you don't believe in it wholeheartedly. Most of you don't have much of a personal investment in your work, and if that's the case, you should probably just turn back. Find something in which you can have firm beliefs. Dan Pena says, find something you're passionate about. You need to find something that can influence 1 billion people if you want to make a difference in their lives. If you do that, you'll have more chances of becoming a billionaire. You'll have to give up a lot to make your first 100 million. Stay with a decent crowd. According to Dan Pena, you can visualize your future in terms of the people you hang out with. Your company reflects your true character. You should seek out company from those who outshine you in every way possible. Worry less about what you will accomplish with them and more about what insight you can get simply by being around them. Get challenged. Get yourself worked up and train your mind to handle anxiety and stress. Dan Pena says that when you conquer one difficulty, another one will appear that is exponentially more difficult. Training your mind will help you tackle it. Don't be afraid of failure, loss, or the long road. Just keep an open mind and bear in mind that success involves slow growth. Motivate yourself. Making money is something you should strive for. Money can't buy happiness, of course, but if you don't believe that, you clearly have no idea where to go shopping. You can preserve the globe, save the trees in Brazil, and help the children of Africa if you have enough money. You can't save anything if you don't have any money. Get it? No one can rely on you. As Dan Pena says, if love worked, none of you would be so messed up. Develop your emotional feelings. You have a financial bank account and you also have an emotional one. Having confidence in yourself is essential. Your skepticism is not the result of rational thought, but of habit. Believe in yourself, stop second-guessing yourself, and start taking action. By snowflakes, Dan doesn't mean the kind of snow that falls from the sky and melts when you hold it. Mental toughness is what he's discussing here. To put things in perspective, Dan Pena was the schoolyard bully and the victim of schoolyard bullying. That experience shaped him into a goal-oriented achiever, a quality rarely found in the general population. Try your best. Discover how to concentrate intently on a single activity at hand and resist the urge to revert to a familiar routine. Construct affirmations that will serve as a daily reminder and eventually a fact pattern, and repeat them frequently. Keep your attention on the few things that matter rather than the many that you can do nothing about. Realize that there are no boundaries to your potential and go after the things you believe are out of reach. There are just two causes for us to adapt, either depression or creativity. We need strong levels of confidence if we're going to achieve our goals of excellence. Who is the QLA for? The QLA method is for everyone. With this method, you start with no money and grow your wealth in a geometric way. Dan Pena came up with this method that has worked for 40 years. Since 1993, Dan has taught and mentored tens of thousands of people and helped them make a lot of money. You can even find all of the film presentations from the seminar online free. This ends our video. What are your thoughts on his mindset? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.